So my name is Nicholas Moore, and I'm doing a presentation on the costume design for the play The Ugly Duckling. We did a little bit of a spin on The Ugly Duckling, and we called it the Golden Duckling. So I titled my presentation Duckling Couture. So, start right here. We'll start off with the Golden Duckling himself and his design. So his design is going to be inspired by the cygnet, which is also called a baby swan. So baby swans are just called cygnets. Because I wanted to have a contrast and show that he's not actually a duckling, because later in the story we'll see that he's not a duck at all. I also want the costume to be made of down feathers, or something similar at least to down feathers. And I want them to be like kind of golden with like golden sparkles, glitter in them. I'm thinking maybe like kind of like this feather up here, half golden, half white. I think that'll work really well with the stage lighting. It'll help the golden duckling to really stand out from the other ducks and show a good contrast between the other ducks. I also want the golden duckling himself to be slightly larger than the other ducklings, right? So we would use a bigger actor and a bigger costume to show that. So continued with the golden duckling, as they get older, because the golden duckling will grow throughout the play. When the golden duckling is an adult, the costume will be like full golden feathers as opposed to the down feathers, so like full feathers. And that costume will actually be based off an adult swan's appearance. I put in a little picture of an adult swan up there for a reference. And like I said earlier, I want to really create that contrast between the other ducklings. I want to make it obvious that he is not a duck, that he is a swan, right? This sort of picture over here kind of shows kind of an example of what I was thinking. I searched for a really long time to kind of figure out how exactly I wanted the costume to look. So these ballet dancers back down here on the bottom right are a good example of what I would like the costume to sort of look like. I would probably add some sort of top to it, but I like the feathered look of the pants there. I think it's really like elegant looking, and it's not too cartoonish. So moving on to the mama duck. I based the mama duck off what's called a Pekin duck, because the Pekin duck is kind of like your standard duck. When you think of a duck, you think of that white duck like we have in the corner up here, right? And that's just kind of like the basic standard duck. And I think the white really contrasts really well with the gold. I think those two colors work really well together, and the gold really stands out and the white is pretty basic, right? And so since I'm looking for that basic look for the mama duck, I decided for a simple white dress. So a simple white dress, kind of like this one down here in the corner. And then I wanted to do like kind of a pretty and elegant orange hat that kind of acts as the bill, right? I wanted the mama duck to look really sweet and nice and elegant, because throughout the story she is really nice and sweet and elegant. So, moving on to the duckling siblings, they're also obviously going to be the Pekin ducklings because they came from the mama duck, right? Again, I picked this because they're very recognizable ducks. Got the the classic little yellow duck. When you think of a duck, that's what you're thinking of. And the mama's a Pekin. It's a simple design, all one color, right? Costume same as the mama duck is going to be simple and flat colors and no feathers. I don't really want to put feathers on those costumes because, again, I really want the golden duckling to be the star of the show, and I really want it to contrast well. And then I found some like orange and yellow ball caps, kind of like we see down here in this this is actually an Ugly Duckling ballet performance. But we see how we have the kind of yellow hats with the orange bills on them. I think it kind of gives like a childish kid kind of look to them, as opposed to the mama's like elegant hat, right? I think the ball caps are a little more cartoonish and childish, which is what we're looking for because they're ducklings, right? They're not grown ducks. So next we have the tomcat. So the tomcat, I was kind of looking for like he was kind of hissing in the play and stuff, and he's not super friendly. So I kind of wanted like an old barn cat look. So I really like this one right here specifically because it's missing an eye. I thought that really added a little bit of flavor, I guess, to it, and kind of gave it that mean look. I think a gray color would really help to make the cat appear kind of old and grumpy, because that's kind of feeling I was going for. I would probably put cat ears on the actor, just because I think it would look, but not not like cartoonish cat ears, like something that's slightly realistic but not too realistic. I really liked this on the left right here. I like how they painted his face. He has the whiskers, and it's got a nice cat look, but it's not going overboard, and it's also not like really cartoony. But I do want his face to look slightly off-putting, kind of like this one up here. Of course, with this one, I would probably do like a scar over one eye. So for the hen, which the pictures aren't quite popping, there they go. So for the hen, the inspiration comes from a Rhode Island red. I picked a Rhode Island red because Rhode Island reds are kind of one of your basic laying chickens. Like the chicken, like when you think of a chicken, you probably think of like a white leghorn, which is a white chicken, or you're thinking of the Rhode Island Reds. Just something that's really recognizable for the audience is mainly why I went with it. Again, no feathers, right? I don't want to do feathers on this costume. I only want feathers on the swan, on the golden duckling. But I really think I like this costume down here. I thought it was a good look. I don't like all the white on it. I would probably change the white and add more like red and brown on the costume. But I don't want this particular character to stand out too much because they're a very small part of the play, and they're just kind of like in and out really quick in one scene. So next we have the old woman and the farmer. I'd like for the farmer to be wearing a wool coat, specifically because in the play it does talk about the farmer picking up the golden duckling and putting him into his wool coat because he was cold. So he's got to be wearing a wool coat. I like this specific plaid wool coat over here on the right. I thought it would look really well. It's a very like farmer look. That's why I picked it. I also think that the farmer should be wearing some like kind of dirty, torn clothes because they were out in the field when he found the golden duckling. And farmers are hard workers. They're out there in the field all the time. It just would make sense that they would be a little dirty and not super clean cut. I was kind of going for that rural and rustic look for the farmer. Now for the old lady, I was going for a different look. I kind of was trying to decide which look I really wanted to go for because I was thinking maybe a farmer look, but then I thought it would give a good twist and add a little bit of contrast to the farmer to give the old lady kind of more of like a boho look. Give her some like hippie vibes going on. But in the play, it actually talks about how she has bad eyesight when she finds the golden duckling and brings her back to her hut, right? So she's got to be wearing glasses. So I really like this look right here. This is the kind of look I would probably go for if I was dressing up the old lady for the play. So yeah, that's all of the characters that we have in the play Golden Duckling. So overall, my goal is to make the golden duckling stand out, give him feathers, give him golden feathers, really make him a beautiful looking bird, and then to have most of our other characters kind of contrasting as more flat colors throughout. But yeah, that is my presentation on costume design for our play, The Ugly Duckling, also known as the Golden Duckling. Thank you.